I want you to take a moment and really ask yourself, have you ever felt like your life is completely out of control? Like everything inside of you, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, are all pulling you in different directions? It's as if there's this whirlwind happening inside of you and you just can't get a handle on it. You're trying to focus, trying to find peace, but it feels impossible, doesn't it? Now imagine this. Inside of you is an orchestra. Yes, an orchestra, but instead of creating harmony, every instrument is offbeat. The drums are pounding too hard, the violins are screeching, and the horns are blaring. Nothing is in sync, nothing is aligned. And you're stuck in the middle of it all, feeling the pressure, the chaos. I know that feeling. You feel pulled in a million different directions, like the world is moving faster than you can keep up. It leaves you exhausted and disconnected from your true self. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay in that chaos. Imagine for a moment, what if you could bring all of that noise together into something beautiful? What if you could transform that dissonance into a symphony, a song that resonates with your soul? Today, I want to help you take back control. I want to show you how to become the true conductor of your inner orchestra, how to direct every thought, every emotion, every action in a way that serves your highest self. But before we get there, we need to understand something important. We need to uncover who's really conducting the orchestra right now. Is it the chaos, the noise, or is it the true you? The soul that's been waiting patiently for the reins to be in your hands? Let's find out, and let's bring that real conductor back to the center. Now let's shift gears a little bit and imagine this, your body, mind, and spirit as an orchestra. Yes, an orchestra. Every part of you, every thought, feeling, and action is like an instrument in a grand symphony. The strings, the woodwinds, the brass, the percussion, each section represents a different part of you, each with its own unique sound and role in the masterpiece of your life. Let's start with the instruments. These are your senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. They each have their own unique sound, their own way of interacting with the world around you. But here's the thing, when they're not in harmony, when they're left unchecked, they can drown out the music. They'll play only for their own pleasure, distracting you from the bigger picture. Imagine your sense of taste craving something sweet, pulling you in one direction while your eyes wander to your phone, endlessly scrolling, pulling you in another. Each instrument is playing its own solo, ignoring the symphony that could be playing. Now, the conductor. The conductor is the intellect, your mind, the one that should be guiding the orchestra, ensuring that everything plays in harmony. But sometimes the conductor gets distracted. Sometimes the conductor loses focus, gets overwhelmed by all the noise. Maybe it's a problem at work or a constant mental chatter that pulls the conductor's attention away from what truly matters. And when that happens, the orchestra goes off track. The music gets lost. Then we have the sheet music, the emotions. The emotions tie everything together. They set the rhythm, the tempo, and the flow. But if the sheet music is messy, unclear, or out of sync, then the orchestra can't follow the rhythm. Chaos ensues. Imagine emotions like frustration, anger, or fear as notes scribbled hastily on the page. No one knows what to play or when to play it, and the entire symphony collapses into confusion. And amidst all this noise, quietly sitting in the audience, is your higher self, the part of you that knows exactly what the symphony is supposed to sound like. Your higher self is not just a passive observer, it's like a devoted, silent cheerleader, fully aware of the beautiful music that is meant to emerge when the orchestra plays in harmony. It's the part of you that sees the bigger picture, the grand vision of your life unfolding in perfect time, knowing how every note should resonate. It's already heard the final, flawless piece of music in its purest form. While you, as the conductor, may be lost in the noise and chaos, your higher self is patiently waiting. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't push. Instead, it holds space, knowing that in time, the conductor will tune in, align with the rhythm, and start to guide the instruments with purpose. And when that moment comes, the higher self will not just sit back and watch. It will silently cheer, as if standing up and applauding you for stepping into your full power. The higher self doesn't criticize or judge. It simply knows that you are capable of bringing the orchestra into perfect harmony, and it's here to offer its unwavering support. It's like the audience at a concert sensing that the music is about to soar. Every action you take to refocus your mind, align your emotions, and guide your actions toward clarity brings a sense of triumph to your higher self, which has always believed in your potential to conduct your life's masterpiece. Imagine this for a moment, the percussion section going wild, your cravings, your need for instant gratification, beating their drums louder and louder. Each time you give in to that craving for something sweet or the quick dopamine hit from your phone, it's like the drums intensify, overpowering everything else. They demand your attention, pulling you further away from your goals and peace. Then there's the string section. They're out of tune, distracted by endless scrolling and notifications. Your mind, caught in a loop of social media or constant alerts, loses focus. Each scroll tugs you away from what truly matters: your work, relationships, or well-being. The strings no longer harmonize with the rest of the orchestra, pulling the symphony off course. Now, the brass section enters, blaring loudly. Your stress and anxiety. It feels like a heavy weight on your chest, dominating every thought and feeling. The brass drowns out your sense of peace, joy, and connection, its overpowering sound consuming you. And the woodwinds? They're whispering your intuition, your inner guidance, but their voice is faint amidst the chaos. The percussion is deafening, the strings frantic, and the brass overwhelming. The woodwind's gentle notes, the ones that lead you to your highest potential, get lost in the noise. The orchestra is out of sync, and all you hear is disarray. But I know you've felt this before. You felt how these parts of you, your senses, your thoughts, your emotions, pull you in so many directions, making life feel like one big, chaotic mess. You know what it's like to feel scattered, pulled in 100 different ways, trying to manage the noise from every corner of your life. You've probably wondered, how do I get this back on track? How do I get this orchestra to play together, to play the music of my life the way it's meant to be played? So, the big question is, how do we bring the conductor back to center? How do we clear away the clutter, refocus the mind, and align every part of your life, body, mind, and spirit to play the masterpiece you were meant to live? That's what we'll explore next. Stay with me because this is where the magic begins. Let's slow down for a moment and talk about how you can regain control over your inner orchestra. You see, the first step is to tune your instruments, your senses. Ask yourself, are your senses constantly pulling you toward fleeting pleasures? That rush of a new notification, the sugar cravings, the noise around you? Or can you gently guide them towards something more meaningful, something that truly nourishes your soul? Take a breath and notice what's drawing you in. Are you allowing distractions to steer your life? Or are you stepping back to choose the music that feeds your spirit? Now let's look at your sheet music, your emotions. You know, emotions are like the notes that create the melody of your life, but sometimes they can feel out of tune, like a melody that's lost its way. This is where mindfulness comes in. Take a deep breath. In the moments of emotional chaos, can you pause and listen to what's really happening inside? Journaling, meditation, or just a quiet moment of reflection can help you rewrite the script of your emotions. You can decide right now to allow your emotions to reflect your higher purpose, not the fear, not the stress, but the truth of who you really are. Then empower the conductor, your intellect. Your mind is the guide that can bring it all together, but sometimes it feels scattered, lost in the noise of the world. So give yourself permission to pause before reacting. In that moment, ask yourself, what would the most aligned, peaceful version of me choose right now? This isn't just about making decisions. It's about aligning every choice with your true self. Every time you choose clarity over reaction, You're strengthening the bond between your mind and your soul. And finally, listen to the audience, your higher self. Your higher self is like the quiet voice in the background, always there waiting for you to hear it. The part of you that knows the symphony you're meant to create. Have you been tuning into it? Can you carve out moments of stillness to hear that soft but powerful guidance? The more you listen, the more you'll remember that your higher self is always there, guiding you with love, wisdom, and purpose. When you take charge of the conductor and realign your inner orchestra, something magical happens. The noise fades, the chaos calms, and your life begins to flow effortlessly. You no longer feel scattered but whole. You feel like every part of you, body, mind, and spirit, is in perfect harmony. And when you experience that harmony, you step into the full potential of who you are, the masterpiece you were always meant to live. You are the maestro of your life, my friend. You've always had the power. The baton is in your hands, ready to guide you. Trust in your ability to conduct your orchestra and create the beautiful symphony that is uniquely yours. Now, I want to know, how will you begin to conduct your orchestra differently? What is one step you can take today to bring harmony to your life? Share your thoughts with me in the comments below. And if you feel inspired, like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more ways to align your life with the higher purpose you are meant to live. Thank you for being amazing. Until next time, stay empowered.